Hey fam, hope y'all doing all right today on this terrific Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. I thought it was Wednesday for a minute. Yes, y'all. I wanted to talk about the distinct differences between women and men and how women are so we're so feminine in our way of thinking and our way of moving, how we act, how we react, and it's normal because that's who we are. But there's a distinct difference between us and men because men they are more so go with the flow type. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to sex and marriage, we think so differently. When we're little girls, we think about marriage. We think about our wedding. We think about having children. We're like wired to think about family. On the other hand, it looks like men are thinking about having a good time. And so, with that in mind, we need to start moving more wisely. Otherwise, we're going to keep getting hurt and keep getting disappointed. Upon a man meeting you, what is the initial thing that he's feeling? What you look like. If you're attractive to him, if he thinks you're sexy, and he's also wondering, I wonder what kind of woman is she? I wonder if I could get that. All of this stuff is in their mind. If you just talk to men sometimes, they will tell you the truth. I have men in my life who I've sat and spoken to about these things, and they tell you the truth. Upon a man viewing a beautiful woman, he got one thing on his mind because they are very visual. They're very visual creatures and they are reactionary too. The stimulation in the body reacts when they see somebody that's attractive. And the first thing that's on their mind, they're not thinking about, oh, let me go over there because I want to marry that girl. They ain't thinking about marriage. Oh, no, no, no. And marriage is the furthest thing from their mind. Let me see what I can get from her. And let me see if I can get it quick. It's a game. It's a chase. And so women, a lot of us, we are looking for a relationship. We're looking for a husband. So once you give him what he wants and he didn't have to work for it, what you think gonna happen? A lot of you are experiencing this over and over and over and over again. And so you already know the score. You already know what's up. So we can't keep walking around blindly acting as if we don't know what's going to happen once you lay down with that man. We have to learn how to hold out. Be a lady. Have some respect for yourself, some decency. Men move way smarter than us because they know what they want. They want and they go for it. We know what we want, but we allow them to mistreat us and we see red flags and we ignore it and they treat us a certain way and you go, oh, he's going to get better. Oh, what can I fix about myself to keep him around? Stop doing that. You're never going to be happy. You're never going to reach the goal that you really want, which is marriage. I think most women want to be married. We want somebody to adore us. And we equate attraction to love, and it's not the same thing. We equate sex to love, and it's not the same thing, especially not for a man. Having sex for a man is just a moment of pleasure. That is it. It might not ever be the same for a man that it is for us. We have pleasure too, depending on the woman. Every individual is different, so I'm not going to get into the specifics, but we're just talking overall. Most men just want to engage us so that they can have sex with us and go about their business. And we make it too easy for them, ladies. That's what I want to talk about. You make it so easy. Men don't even have to get married because they have options. They got options galore, honey. They got several women beating down their door trying to get with them. And we don't have it like that. See, we have men after us, especially if you are very attractive and what you call sexy. Men are going to be coming at you, but they're not coming at you because they think you're a wonderful person with a beautiful character, that you would be a good mother to their children. They're coming at you because they want to lay you down. And so we need to consider that when we're meeting guys. If you're about running around here and having sex with everybody, then I guess this message is not for you. You can do that with anybody with no problem. But if you're a woman who wants to settle down and you're wondering why you can't find a decent man and why they keep using you and why they keep moving on, I'm going to tell you why. The Bible gives you instruction to get a husband. A husband. You're not supposed to date. You're not supposed to have boyfriends. Ain't none of that. We don't linger into marriage. If you want a wife, You find you a wife and you get married. Ain't no lingering around playing games. Ain't no jumping in the bed without going to meet her family and making this thing a proper setup for the future. All of this meeting a guy and, oh, let me go to your place, and they test you because they're going to test us women, and you fail the test every time. If you're a woman that's brokenhearted and you can't seem to keep a man and you tired of it, you're failing the test. Men give a test. They're testing you. Everything they do when they're first approaching you is about testing you to see what you are, see who you are, see how you are. And they know in a blink of an eye, all they gotta do is talk to you for a little bit. Once they go, you so sexy, you so beautiful, when you sitting there blushing and everything they say is and you giggling, you just drinking it in. They already know that you're a weak-minded young lady. And let me share this with y'all. I told y'all so many times that when I turned 12, wow, it's so pretty. That bird is singing his little heart out. I told, okay, you competing with me, Birdie. All right. I told y'all how the men were coming after me when I was 12. And so my idea of men were that they were all perverts, right? So I always knew that when a man approached me, he wanted to have sex with me. So I didn't find that something to be flattered about. I found it insulting because I know that that wasn't who I am. I'm not some tramp or a whore who's just here to satisfy a man's sexual drive. So it would be annoying to me when people say, hey, sexy, hey, beautiful. Don't call me that. I'm not about to lay with you. Not. And so to me, it was an insult. Most women find it a compliment to get a lot of attention, but I don't. Most women want to be called sexy. They do their best to look sexy and act sexy because you want to attract the opposite sex. But what do you really want from the opposite sex? Do you just want sex? Because that's so easy to get. That's really easy to get. And it's so easy to give. Like women, too easy. Wondering why you can't keep a man. Wonder why there's no stability in any of your relationships. Wonder why this man don't have any respect for you. Wonder why this man have no desire to marry you. Because a lot of these men, and it's not fair because I wouldn't want them. But a lot of these men will run around having sex with all kinds of women. But when he's ready to settle down, the type of woman that he's been sleeping with, she's not going to be the type of woman that he marries. She's not going to be the type of woman that he's married. Now, he done had his fun, sold his wild oats, got with this one, did nasty stuff with that one, and then he wants some old proper, prim, nice lady to settle down with. Like, we deserve that filth. We have to learn how to demand more from men because, honey, they know what they want. They know if they want to marry you or not. We see red flags from a man and we still sitting around thinking, well, he could probably change. Or once we get married, he'll be better. We always trying to change somebody. They are who they are. They show you who they are, believe them. What did Maya Angelou say? They show you who they are, believe them. Stop trying to change somebody. Stop hoping for the best. Know what you're getting into right now. This is who he is, and he may stay that way or get worse. And know that. Stop trying to make excuses for them and hang on to something that's not something worth hanging on to. Let me tell you something. And also another thing about men, the way they cheat on women, the way they make babies outside of the relationship, and we still stay. Do you think that man gonna do the same thing for you? You really think that man gonna allow you to have a baby with other men? Let's say you had several babies with other men, and you just say, well, baby, I'm sorry. I love you. I ain't gonna happen again. You the one I love. I only want to be with you. You think that man gonna want to lay with you again after that? You think he's gonna want you to be his woman after that? See, men are more decisive. They're not gonna sit around and wait for you to do better, to act better. They're gonna bounce. And if they're hanging around for a while, they're hanging on to you because they're looking around, scouting out so they can see if they're going to bounce with somebody else. And when they find that woman that they find is better than you, they're out. They are out. They don't play these little silly games that we do. They really don't. That's the difference between women and men. Men know exactly what they want and they know exactly what they don't want. Women are confused. We will take any old thing and try to fix him up and end up hurt in the process. Stop doing that to yourselves, ladies. Please. You got to get to a point where you say enough is enough and just stop. And I got to that point when I was very young. I was only 32. I got to that point where I was like, I'm done. Because I'm not going to keep having my numbers rising up, keep giving this man a shot, that man a shot. You have to marry me, honey, to get to these goodies. These goodies are not for free. They're not for free. They come with the price of a commitment forever. And until we women get to that point, honey, y'all gonna be in trouble. You're gonna keep getting hurt, keep getting disappointed, keep getting used, and you don't have anybody to blame but yourself. Go look in the mirror. If you don't learn to love yourself, you're not gonna get a man that's gonna love you. You're not. Love yourself. Show yourself some consideration and respect. Become decent. Build up your characteristics. Get a spiritual life, why don't you? And stop worrying about the feeling, a quick feeling. Because sex for a man, that's all it is. Getting his rocks off, on to the next. And I don't know why we keep allowing ourselves to be used like that. It's not a compliment when a man calls you sexy. I never felt that. I'm like, sexy? You ain't getting none of this. And I meant that. What is this? Some kind of door you just keep opening, entering, and no. Now there are men who have complimented me, gave me nice compliments, and just, you have on a nice outfit, miss. I like your hair. Beautiful compliments from gentlemen. But overall, most of the guys on the streets of Brooklyn, where I come from, they were coming at you, trying to see who they could bed. That's it. And it was almost like some puppy with drool coming out the corner of their mouths. But let me say this, ladies. Imagine if we all held out. We wouldn't be running around here talking about, I want a husband. A good man is hard to find. Because guess what? They would be wifing us up left and right because they wouldn't be able to get none without you being their wife. Think about that. But because we're so free and so open, and we fight over the same man. Oh, this man could be the lowest of the low. And you got 3-4 girls fighting over him. He ain't worth 2 cents, but they fighting over him. If we had self-respect, self-love, and some decency, we would be the ones they be fighting to get with. Okay? You don't be fighting over no man. You're the prize. He's a prize only if he comes presenting himself as one. But he's like a puppy running all over the place. And then when he's ready to settle down, he gonna go try to get him a woman that's nice, a decent woman, a woman with character, a woman who has not been around. He think he done used up himself and that he should be with a woman who kept herself. No, brother. No. And a lot of times people have these conversations about body counts. I hate that. That sounds like death to me, a body count. But women have this high body count. Men have this high body count. And then you just keep on increasing it. You are not wife nor husband material. Who wants somebody that's all used up and washed up? Everybody in the world know what you like, how you feel, because you just spreading yourself thin all over the place. But ladies, I'm telling you, it's up to us. We have the power to get a man. We do. But we allow them to just treat us like trash because you don't think anything about yourself. And so you don't have high expectations. You will let any old thing that give you attention just come in and rob you of your joy and your happiness and just tear your heart apart. Y'all better get it together. If you want to be happy, it starts with you. Demand more. Set some boundaries. Have some standards. Have some class. Because when you lack these things, these men, they see it. They see it. They know it. And they're coming for you. And they're not coming to marry you. They're coming to sleep with you. Peace, love, and blessings, family.